Emily kept her head low, her steps quiet, and her books clutched tightly to her chest. Every day felt like a battlefield, and she survived by staying invisible. Her neatly tied bun, oversized hoodie, and silence were her armor, she hoped, would keep the bullies at bay. But that day was different. Asterisk, as she turned the corner toward her locker, she heard them before she saw them, Kayla. The queen bee of Ridgeview High, flanked by her usual entourage of loud, mocking followers. They spotted Emily like wolves catching the scent of prey. Asterisk, well, if it isn't the ghost girl, Kayla sneered, still hiding under that hoodie. Asterisk, Emily didn't respond. She never did.
Axe!
Talking back had only made things worse before. She reached for her locker, hands trembling slightly, but before she could enter the combination, sharp pain jerked her head back. Kayla had grabbed her bun. You think you're better than us? Walking around like some silent princess, she spat, yanking the bun harder. Laughter erupted around her. Asterisk, Emily's eyes burned. Not from the pain, but from the humiliation. It wasn't the first time. It probably wouldn't be the last. But that moment. Something inside her broke. Or maybe it awakened. Asterisk, in a blink, Emily stepped back, twisted her shoulder under Kayla's arm, grabbed the wrists that held her hair, and flipped Kayla clean over her shoulder. Asterisk, the hallway went silent. Asterisk, Kayla landed flat on her back, her eyes wide with shock and disbelief. Her friends froze. Emily stood still, breathing deeply, her hands trembling not from fear, but adrenaline. Her heart pounded. What did I just do? Asterisk, a teacher rushed over, having heard the commotion. Emily panicked, expecting detention. Or worse, but Kayla was too stunned to speak. She simply sat up, dazed and quiet. Asterisk, the principal called Emily in later that day. She explained everything: years of bullying, constant harassment, how she'd stayed quiet to avoid conflict. He listened carefully, and to Emily's surprise, he nodded with understanding. Asterisk, you defended yourself, he said simply. And you did it without starting a fight. That matters. Asterisk, the school opened an investigation. Multiple students stepped forward anonymously at first, then publicly sharing stories of being bullied by Kayla and her friends. The silence was finally broken. Emily's courage had opened the floodgates. Asterisk, but this story wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about the flip or the fall. It was about the quiet strength Emily had carried inside her all along, one that had waited for the right moment to shine. Asterisk, she didn't become loud or popular after that. She didn't want to. But she began walking with her head a little higher. She joined the self-defense club, not to fight, but to grow. Other shy students began joining too, finding quiet confidence in their own skin. Asterisk, Kayla, after a week's suspension and a meeting with the school counselor, changed too. Not overnight and not completely, but slowly. She apologized. Not perfectly, but sincerely. Emily forgave her not because she had to, but because she refused to carry hate in her heart. Asterisk, Emily learned that silence isn't weakness, that bravery isn't always loud, and that sometimes standing up for yourself doesn't mean changing who you are. It means discovering the strength you've had all along. Asterisk.